have a process video for you today that includes my How to Kill a Kit with Style for the month of October, as well as the featured product for the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group. And this month we are focusing on how to use up our labels. So I am going to use a punch for my labels, and I'm going to use a ton of scraps for my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I have lots of scraps in my kit that I really, really want to use because I think the colors are beautiful. And I have a label punch. This label punch is from EK Success. I purchased mine at a cherry on top, and I think that they might still have them in stock. They're a little hard to find though, but they are a fabulous all-around great tool. So I thought I'd just take all of these scraps and punch labels from them. If you have regular, labels like a lot of us do, with designs or with just a border around them, this would be a great way to use up those labels. However you have them. I'm going to use my punch because I want to use up all these scraps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all these scraps. I'm going to punch oodles and oodles and oodles of labels, and then I'm going to take some Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, and I'm going to ink all the labels. The reason I did this is because sometimes when you punch a shape, if the cardstock is white at the core, sometimes you get that little bit of white on the edge, and I'm not really fond of that. So I would rather take the time and go ahead and add the oxide ink to my edges so that I don't have the white core of the paper showing through. So I'm going to ink up all these edges, and then I'm going to lay them out on to the middle of this background paper. This background paper is from Photoplay's Freestyle collection. Fairly an older line, but a goodie. And as you can see here, I just laid them all out. I watched to make sure that I had some of all the different colors showing, and I just moved them around until I liked the way that they looked. So the labels kind of stop being labels and start being a decorative element on my page, which is a really great idea. So I knew I wanted to put something on the bottom, and initially I thought I was going to put this yellow paper, but then when I flipped it over, so I'm going to ink it up, and I think I'm going to put the yellow on the bottom, and then I'm going to flip it over and realize that there is this absolutely amazing, gorgeous plaid on the other side. And I'm going to decide that the amazing, gorgeous plaid on the other side has all the colors and looks really pretty, and I love it down there, and so we're going to use that side instead. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? So let's talk about my photo for a little bit while I put this page together. This is a picture of my two boys. So if you've been around a while, none of this will seem new to you. I homeschooled both my kids. I have two boys, and the oldest just graduated high school. And my youngest is currently in 8th grade, but this was a few years ago. My youngest was in 4th grade. And he had this day where he just could not focus on school. He was kind of tired. He was just a little grabby. And my oldest son finished school, and my youngest son just had to finish up this one last set of questions. And he was just like, he was so done with school for the day. And after they were finished, they could play a video game together. So this is what my son did. My oldest son put his arms around my youngest son and did all of the rest of his questions with him. He would read the questions, and he talked to Logan till Logan figured out the answer. It was super duper cute. And it kind of became something that we did throughout school that year because Logan was having a hard time focusing on a couple of different subjects, and it was just super cute and fun. So I have this picture of them at his laptop, and I decided that that was a story I really wanted to tell and get into my Logan school book. So you could see there I added some stickers. I'm going to map my photo and place it right there, and then I'm going to get started on my journaling. So I'm going to use another scrap. I have this really nice scrap of ledger paper in my kit, and I knew that I was going to kind of cut that sheet up and use it for a few layouts that had a story and had a lot of journaling. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start doing my journaling and write out my story that I just told you. And I'm going to go ahead and trim it down. I'm going to back it with another piece of this scrap paper. And I'm not going to add a ton of embellishments to this layout. I really have that beautiful label background that's really the centerpiece, and I really like how this turned out. I think this is a fabulous way to use some scraps. I think it's a fabulous way to use some labels. When you have a shape like a label that is kind of geometric, as sometimes it's a really nice idea just to cluster them all together and almost create a little bit of a pattern on your background. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. I decided to put it on the white paper just to give it a little more contrast. And I'm going to stick it down right there. Stick down my photo and then decide where I want to add just a few bits of embellishments. I'm just going to add some stickers. I'm not going to add anything complicated or hard. I have that 6x12 sticker sheet from Bella Boulevard's Pop Quiz, and I'm going to use that one because it is school themed, but it still has all the different colors that are in my layout, and so I know that I want to use some of those stickers to create some clutter. And when I go through these stickers, I'm pulling out ones that I think really just say something about the story. This isn't a story about a certain subject or something like that. So things that are very kind of subject themed, I'm going to stay away from. But that little A+, and I'm also looking at shapes. I love the idea of having a couple of different shapes kind of layered on top of my journaling. So I'm just going to pick, I think I put together like 3 little sticker clusters. You can see that one at the top. Then I'm going to place one that's going to kind of overlap my journaling to kind of give my journaling some pride of place. You know, so as you're looking at the layout, you kind of go down into that diagonal direction. I'm going to place some Pop-Tarts on some of the stickers just for a little bit of dimension. And yeah, I kind of just, I'm going to go through, I'm going to place some down below. You see I added another strip of red paper down at the bottom, and I'm going to use some of these matte enamel dots that need extra glue just to add some more dimension, something that's not paper to my layout. And I love the white elements on this particular page. I think that they turned out really well. I really like the way they pop off that wood grain. They keep the layout from looking too dark, too heavy, and so I was really happy with that as well. You can see I pulled, the title is on my photo. I just grabbed some white thickers that say focus, and on the video, it seems like you can't see the title, but in person, the title is quite, you know, it's prominent. You can see it, you can read it. It's just the lighting, I think. So I'm going to add another little pop of color and a couple of more stickers down at the bottom. That one says homework because honestly everything is homework for us, but I thought it was cute and I thought that it would work well down at the bottom. I did end up using quite a few of these sticker sheets, which I was really happy about because of course these are like new. I've never opened them or used them, and they're quite a few years old. So I was happy to use up some of those. Very easy layout, but super fun. If you need some help stash bashing some of your labels this month, I encourage you to join us over in the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group. We have a product focus every month that we try to encourage and share ideas on how we can use up those elements of our stash. All right, I have some close-ups coming up for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all again very soon.